Ang dami-dami namang options sa virtual office, nakakatamad mamili. So, for episode 2, after nating malaman kung ano yung virtual office, kung ano nga ba yung virtual office in episode 1, and yung mga pros and cons if mag-virtual office ka as an entrepreneur or sa founder business owner, doon naman tayo sa next question na itatanong nyo sa sarili nyo. So, choosing the right virtual office provider para sa business mo. So, paano mo malalaman ano ba yung mga dapat mo i-consider bago ka pumili ng virtual office provider? Kasi there's a lot. So, you have global brands, you have local brands, you have so much, so many options actually. So, syempre, hindi mo maiwasan na kapag, for example, after mo nalaman na ito na pala yung virtual office, natuwa ka na, pros and cons, tapos pagdating mo dun sa pag-decide, ang dami-dami namang options sa virtual office, nakakatamad mamili. So, or, paano ko ba malalaman kung aling provider yung pipiliin ko para sa akin? So, nandito na tayo ngayon. So, I'm gonna help you again with more information about virtual office in the Philippines. So, choosing the right virtual office provider para sa inyo. Okay. So, again, I'm Kristen from Grey Monday Virtual Office in Quezon City. So, number 1 that you should consider is location. Of course, kung saan ka mag-conduct ng business registration, not just business, kasi nga, some businesses can actually transact nationwide and globally. So, depende na sa inyo. So, kung saan kayo mag-register ng business registration, yun ang piliin nyo na location. That's number 1. So, in terms of location, piliin nyo kung saan talaga kayo mag-register. Quezon City, Piñas, Cebu, Davao. So, kung sino yung nasa area nyo of registration. That's number 1. And then number 2, kung yung mga iniisip mo na add-on or yung mga more than the virtual office na gagamitin mo, isipin mo na din if that location is easy for you. For example, if you're gonna meet a client for a meeting room, or if, for example, kailangan mo rin ng co-working space. So, at least it's accessible enough dun sa home mo or kung saan ka usually nandun. For example, kung saan ka usually nag-work, kung hindi dun sa virtual office, kung saan siya accessible for you. So, accessibility and business registration location. Number 2, you have to consider your budget. When I say budget, it's not the pricing of the virtual office packages na nakikita nyo and just the providers. When I say budget is, you have to decide on a maximum budget for you as a business owner na alam mong kaya mo siyang bayaran monthly, in 6 months, or in 1 year. Kasi kahit naman ang dami-daming options, hindi mo pwedeng iikot ang budget mo based on kung ano yung virtual office package na first mo nakita, ito pinakamura, ito pinakamahal, ito nasa gitna. So, you have to base your budget kung ano yung talagang feasibly, realistically, budget talaga ng business mo. Okay, so you decide, for example, we can't go higher than 5,000, we can't go higher than 6,000. So, kung ano yung kaya ng business, dun ka din mag-stick, diba? So, hindi mo pwede na mag-virtual office ka, tapos yung pala ikakalugi mo kasi very, very new yung business mo, and then yung puhunan mo is just very little, ganyan. So, you have to stick to a budget if ready ka na ba din. Kasi it's still rental. So, parang nag-rent ka lang din ng bahay or condo or apartment, kailangan yung within your budget range. And then, ikatlo, and this is very important, you have to choose where taxes are good. Ibig sabihin, meron talaga mga cities, hindi lang dito, including in other countries, when we talk about virtual office registration, you have to take a look at taxes. And hindi lang yung VAT, 12% input VAT, output VAT. You have to take a look at the sales tax or the city tax na charge per city. When I can't exercise, giving you all of the taxes in Makati, in Taguig, you can call your local city treasurer's office. Magkasabi naman yun kung magkano ang rate ng sales tax nila. So, you wouldn't be surprised na, oh my God, ito na kinita ko for the year, 2 million, and then malaman mo, ang tax pala for sales or city tax is 4%. So, ang laki. So, kasi you have to incorporate that in your services or your products kapag ikaw yung business owner. So, kung saan city mo pipiliin, alamin mo din. Kasi, like here, in Quezon City, so, may mga friends ako who own companies in, hindi ko na sabihin kung saan, makasabihin kasi na ibang cities na inaano ko sila. So, mataas dun sa city nila yung sales tax. So, ang gagawin nila is mag-inquire sila dito, tapos tatanong kung magkano yung sales tax in Quezon City. Surprisingly, mas mababa dito than those two other cities na medyo prominent. So, ginagawa nila, since they're renting out an office there, a physical office there, nire-rent pa rin nila yung office, pero they don't declare that as the headquarters or the admin office. Kasi nga, mahal ng tax doon. So, doon ma-register yung BIR nila, to 303 nila. So, nilipat nila dito sa amin kasi mas lower in Quezon City and versus doon sa city nila. And then, in a year, they save up, I think, 1 point something. Kasi for a company na kumikita ng 6 to 7 digits, malaking bagay ang 4%, 3.75%. So, that could, that money could be going to another department na pwedeng gumamit. For example, marketing, sales, ganyan. So, kapag negosyante ka, lahat ng kaya mong pag-isipan before you jump into something, including rental of a virtual office, you have to consider kasi it's gonna affect your pricing and your income at the end of the day. Bottom line mo in a month, ang laki nga na kinita mo, kinagatan ka naman ng malaki-laking sales tax. So, hindi dahil napaka-prestigious nung location, alam mo na, alam mo yun, napaka-prestigious ng location is napaka-prestigious din ng income mo. Minsan, kung gaano ka-high in demand yung location na yun, ganun din ka-high ang sales tax doon. So, while it looks good on paper, there are cities like Quezon City where you can register na hindi naman super layo yung sales tax, pero definitely not as high as the others. So, parang nasa mid lang ata si QZ. I don't think we're the lowest, I don't know, kasi ang daming cities in the Philippines, pero I think we're mid-tier in terms of someone could verify. So, yan. Pero definitely hindi kami pinakamataas. So, that's one reason. And then, number 4, I think ease of transaction, kasi provider mo pa din si virtual office. So, kapag kapag pipili ka ng virtual office provider mo, dapat yung komportable ka rin kausap. For example, kapag nag-message ka ba, will it take them 3 hours, or 3 days, or 3 weeks, or 3 months bago ka respondan? Or pag nakipag-usap ba sila, thank you for messaging blah blah company, we will get back to you. Alam mo, super transactional ba ng usapan, or yung komportable ka rin kausap. Bakit? Kasi you also have to know if pagpipili ka ng packages, kung na-explain ba sa'yo na maayos. Kasi madaming ganyan na nag-transact online, di nagbasa. And totoo naman may mga hindi talaga nagbabasa sa inyo. Madami. So, minsan nga, nasa video na, nasa description na, nasa caption na, nasa picture na yung pricing. Ang tanong pa rin is how much. So, number 1, kung okay ba kayo with the customer service and sino ba yung people behind the brand. So, like ako, maharap ako kasi I'm one of the founders for Grey Monday. So, kung nakakausap nyo ba sila na maayos, ganyan. Why am I highlighting this? Kasi nga, it's still part of your business. If ito yung HQ nyo and hindi ka, alam mo yun, hindi ka ganun kadali na makakontakt ng someone from that virtual office provider. For example, meron kang mail na dumating, like yung City Hall business permit mo dumating, kasi hindi ka man lang sabihan na, ma'am, na-deliver na po yung ano nyo, will take you, parang, or magka-text sila lang, your mail has been delivered to ganito. Kung hindi mo type yung ganon, if you're that type of person na kailangan may nakakausap ka, or that you're the type of business owner or founder na dapat nakakausap mo din yung taga doon sa virtual office, then choose one na maayos kausap. I don't think madami naman yung hindi maayos kausap. Most of the virtual office providers are very accommodating, especially for the business owners, kasi nga kayo naman talaga yung target market namin. So, if hindi kami babait sa inyo, hindi wala na kami market, diba? Another siguro is if, for example, intimidating. Ayan. So, I think that's where we stand out. Kasi nga, may mga instances na, since diba we look different, we look like a coffee shop, industrial rustic na coffee shop. We don't look like the cubicle office type, ganyan. So, we function the same. We have a meeting room. We register everything. Have an event space, co-working space. We do function like a regular office and a virtual office, but we just don't look the part. We just look different. Kasi nga, when you are a founder, for example, and you come from employment, syempre saan ka ba nanggaling, for example, big company. Syempre, cubicle. Alam mo, yung space na yun is, na ano na ng visual, ano mo, na pag nakakita ko ng ganitong lugar na stressed ako. Kasi nga, galing ka na sa ganun, cubicle, office, and then, you're finally free from your 9 to 5, and then you put up a business, and you're very excited. Then when you go to the virtual office, finally you can afford one. Pagdating mo nun, oh my God, ano ulit? Yung kung saan ako nakawala, hindi na ako pala pupunta. So, that sort of feeling, I think, that is what I wanted to change it up a bit, so hindi kami mukhang, when I had this interior design, I really wanted for it to look like a coffee shop. So you would, alam mo yun, pagdating mo dito, ay, ang ganda, parang siya coffee shop. You would want to work here. You would want to co-work with us. You would want to come here and say, this is your office. Diba? Kasi nga, no ka nga nakawala eh. Tapos balik ka na naman doon. I know that's not a lot for the others. Kasi yung iba, they really look for the interior design, office, cubicle, and ganyan. And they want the prestige of, you know, having a very fully functional office. We're a fully functional office. We just look different aesthetically. So, may mga ganon. So, if you are, for example, intimidated by a provider who looks too corporate for you, maybe look for someone like us, ganyan. So, someone like us who wouldn't intimidate you aesthetically and visually. Madami naman kami ng mga coffee shop. I don't think we're the only one. I think there are the others na, yung iba naman mukhang Google Office, very, alam mo yun, there are, like, you have, yan, our competitors, WeWork, ganyan. So, there are others that is more playful naman in nature, yung itsura, but they do function like a regular office. So, depende na yun sa feelings mo rin kung saan ka mas comfortable. Kasi nga babayaran mo eh. So, syempre, pili ka rin ng komportable ka. There's one instance, storytelling ulit. We had one competitor who judged the client right away. Yung client naman kasi namin, in fairness kasi, there was a reason kung ba't sila na-judge. Pero they were two sisters. They came from Calabarzon. And most of their clients kasi nandito sa Quezon City. So, naghanap talaga sila ng virtual office. So, they went to our competitor. At the door, sabi ng receptionist, may deliver po kayo. Akala lang rider or J&T rider. So, medyo na-offend yung dalawa. Kasi nga, naka-helmet, tapos you wouldn't, kasi nga, sa mata nila, meron na silang iniisip na itsura ng client na mag-virtual office yan, mukhang founder yan. So, for that type of market, actually, very, very panalo kami. Kasi nga, yun, nagpunta dito, pumasok, tapos we don't judge right away. So, after they got judged and offended, but I don't think they intentionally planned on offending the client. It's just na na-intimidate with the situation yung client. So, nagpunta dito. Nagulat kami kasi pagdating dito, andito naman ako. So, kinausap ko sila. Tapos, parang the entire time, I think alam naman na nila yung virtual office. And then, basta nagko-focus sila sa akin nung nag-explain ako. So, parang, sabi ko, parang ina-observe lang nila ako. Hindi sila nakikinig. Parang alam na nila yung sinasabi ko. So, dumating sila dito, nakaganyan silang dalawa din sa table. And sabi nila, actually, pinakikiramdaman lang namin kung intimidating ka or intimidating kayo. Kasi ayaw namin nandiyan na judge kami at the door. Gulat ako. Actually, galing kami sa kabilang competitor. Tapos, pagdating pa lang namin doon, ang sabi, may deliver daw ba kami? Napuisit ako. Malis ako. Naghanap ako ng pinakamalapit na iba. So, napunta tuloy sa amin yung client. Tapos, nagulat ako. They paid upfront cash annual and then also did business registration after. So like, all of the, alam mo yun, na wini-wish ko. Kasi yung iba pupunta naman dito very formal and very pastura, ganyan. They pay monthly. Pero sila pala na cash client and full annual client. Sila pa pala yung ma-judge at the door. So, when you siguro choose a service provider, choose one you're comfortable with na. Kasi hindi naman, alam mo yun, it's not anyone else's choice, it's your choice. So, above everything, kahit, for example, mas mahal sila ng konti or whatever, if mas comfortable ka doon, mas maayos sila kausap, go with that. Kasi, madami kayo pag-uusapan, yung mail mo, yung ganito mo, booking, with ganyan. And ease of transaction, for example, mabilis ba mag-book sa kanila ng meeting room, mabilis ba kumuha ng day pass, mabilis ba kumuha ng ang co-working seat per weekly and monthly, or madali ba silang pakiusapan, for example, nauna yung client ko doon, kaya ba nalang kausapin muna while I'm on the way, ganyan. So, for some na always on the go, that's very important. So, yung iba, hanggat wala ka doon, the clock in the meeting room will not start. So, yun nila asikasuhin yung, and we experienced that with the other providers. For example, you set up a meeting room at 3 at wala ka pa doon. And then, yung iba naman, i-start na yung clock, papasukin na yung client mo, pero wala talagang, mami, one coffee, and ganyan. So, for the others who are always on the go and wants to maintain a really good impression, for some instances, so you become late or whatever, ganyan, hindi ka, what do you call this? Hindi ka na mag-worry kasi nga, naaasikaso na yung mga clients mo. Lastly, when you choose a service provider, also choose the one with good pricing and good packages na match doon sa kailangan ng business mo. Like for us, we have 3 packages. We have one na address lang talaga kailangan mo. Hindi ka naman co-working, hindi ka naman nag-meeting room, hindi ka naman nag-event. So, okay lang. So, yun, very, very bare. The price is 1,680 as our current price. So, that's just our address only for business registration. So, it comes with 10 mails, which is saktong-sakto kapag pinadalang ka rin ng City Hall, the BFP, and whoever for your initial business registration. So, 10 mails a month yun, siya unlimited. For packages, like for example, with us, the basic package naman is same with the light package na you're renting out the address, but kailangan mo ng paisa-isang office a week. So, we have free co-working day pass once a week. So, that's 4 times in a month. So, kunyari, kailangan mo lang naman once a week or kailangan mo lang CEO day, ganyan. So, punta ka dito, CEO for the day ka, Zoom ka dito with your staff, ganyan. So, if you need that function or that feature for co-working, then go with that type of package. And then lastly, we have the premium. Medyo exciting na yung company mo. Medyo nag-scale. You need to meet with your staff once a month. So, for a premium package, it's unlimited mail handling. 10% on all of the amenities. That's meeting room, co-working space, and the event space. And then on Christmas, kailangan nyo mag-Christmas party. So, madami kami niyan. Kasi nga, once a month, nagpa-town hall meeting sila. Every week, meron na rin sila mga office staff like yung admin, yung accounting, and then the owner, punta sila dito, they work, they talk. Pero hindi everyday. So, may mga credits na saktong-sakto lang, like once a week, ganyan, for 2 staff, ganon. And then, minsan kailangan na magkita talaga ng HR mo, and your admin, HR, and for example, payroll, accounting, and HR, kailangan magkita, ganyan. So, depende. So, when you choose a provider, another thing that we would consider are packages. So, I believe for all of those service providers, they're very similar to us. They have registration-only package, they have like similar, yung parang sa light package namin, and they have the basic package that has co-working access, and then they have one more that has access to everything. So, if for example, may meeting room ka talaga and may event ka, they go with the premium one. And for example, madaming days na kailangan dito ka, then go with the basic one. So, reviewin nyo lahat ng packages and match one that fits your budget and your needs as a business. So, it doesn't really matter if yun yung pinakamura ba. Well, if yun yung need mo at the moment, then go with the cheapest one or the most affordable, economical one. Pero kung long term naman, magsisi ka, and then, sana pala kinuha ko yung premium kasi mag-i-event pala kami every ganito, sana nakuha ko yung 10%. So, basahin nyo. It pays to read a little bit. Most of the packages naman for all of the providers, hindi naman yan 10. Usually, 3 or 4 lang yan like us to make it very easy for you to decide. So, maybe choose one na hindi mo pagsisihan. Yeah. Kaya maybe, mamili ka na, hindi ka na magsisisi, diba? So, lastly, ito sinulat ko na length of transaction. So, I think this is where you would need to think about last. Kasi nga, apart from all of the reasons na sinabi ko kanina, length of transaction, normally it's annual. Kasi nga, when you register for a business, hindi naman 2 months sa negosyo lang eh. Hindi naman 2 months yung resibo mo and ganyan. So, registration of a business takes 1 month. And transferring to another address takes at least a month as well. So, for example, may nakita ka, 3 months, ganyan, ganyan. They would usually require, we usually require a change of address kasi nga, hindi mo na kami nirentahan. Hindi mo na nirentahan yung address namin. So, you need to change it. Either sa bahay mo or ganito. When you say you change it, you don't change it on Facebook or on your website. You change it with all of your papers. Barangay, City Hall, business permit, lahat ng resibo mo. Pinakamahirap yung BIR. So, mag-apply ka pa for change of address. Sa panotaryo ka pa ng affidavit, SEC, lahat yan. Papalitan mo. And usually, mga 1 month yun. And then, you send it to us. And then, we stop billing. So, even if, for example, yung contract mo with someone is 3 months, if hindi mo pinapalitan yung address, they can continue billing you kasi nga, you're still using the address for everything. Facebook, website, cards, everything. So, it would be better for you na to look at the terms of contract. And then, for example, 3 months mo lang kailangan. For some reason, may 3 months. So, hindi ko rin alam ba't may nag-offer na kasi ang hirap nun. 1 month is mag-register ka. Gamitin mo yung address for 1 good month and then magka-cancel ka on the 3rd month. So, parang isang buwan lang yun, diba? So, if for example, ganun din yung pinakataha ko with the others na they offer 6 months. So, the 1st month you register, 2nd, 3rd, 4th month, 5th mo, magka-cancel ka ulit on the 6th month. Hindi parang 4 months mo lang siya nagamit kasi nga 1st and last month mo, registration, and then changing again the registration details for the address. Sobrang hassle. So, you think about the cancellation also. So, ewan ko, siguro trick nila yun na parang come on. I'm not sure. Or wala lang silang pake kung i-keep continuing the address with them. I'm really not sure. So, sa amin, it's 1 year. And then we remind you 2 months before, if you're not gonna renew with us, change the address na 2 months ahead. Kasi nga, sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes the government agency or the LGU would require you more requirements to prove na or to justify why you are moving from a commercial address to a residential address, ganyan. So, maybe take a look at that as well. So, for all of the reasons, ulitin ko na location, budget, taxes, ease of transaction, customer service, pricing and packages, lastly, length of transaction. So, if I were you, go with annual packages para wala na kayong isipin. Pero if, for example, yun nga, yung need mo lang talaga is to set up and then do 6 months, ganyan. No problem naman talaga with that. So, when you think about choosing the right virtual office provider for you, yun na yung mga reasons. So, hopefully, this video helps you. This video naman doesn't force you to register with us. Pero if you discovered na nandito kami in Quezon City, in Holy Spirit, in Don Antonio, likod ng Shopwise, you are very much welcome to come in here and be our next client. Ayan. So, this one also helps you. At tutulong na rin to sa mga ibang competitors namin. So, hopefully, you would have more awareness for the other business owners. Hindi naman kailangan isuko palagi yung privacy ng bahay nyo. Para yun palagi. Saka, minsan naman talaga, it pays to have an address kasi nga, first impressions do last when it comes to business. So, in the event na medyo Judge Judy yung yung client mo na, yung office address mo, 123 Mapagmahal Street. Subdivision, may ganon. So, minsan hindi all the time kaya mo ipagtanggol na in-address ko lang sa bahay kasi ganito. Minsan you need the formality. So, hopefully, this helps. More awareness for virtual office providers in the Philippines. So, meron. Yan. So, if you have any questions, you can comment or you can read the description below. I'll also include dun sa description yung 1 to 6 sinend ko kanina. And then, hopefully, this helps you a lot. Ayan. So, when I saw kasi YouTube, wala masyadong nag-effort to do virtual office videos. So, simulan na natin. So, if you have another topic you would want for me to cover next time, if you have questions, I'm very open kasi ilan lang naman na services sa virtual office and co-working. So, maubusan tayo ng content. So, if may mga problems or comments, or problems or issues or questions, general questions you would want to know about it, I'll comment down below and I'll make a video out of it. Thank you! Follow us on Grey Monday YouTube. Bye-bye!